Hi and welcome to Up to Speed, where we give you a quick rundown of anything new in the video equipment world each week. We release a new episode of this every Friday, so make sure you subscribe to the channel in order to keep up to date. The big news this week is from Fujifilm. They've released a new flagship mirrorless camera, the X-T2. It's got an APS-C size sensor inside that shoots 4K and takes 24 megapixel stills, as well as a new processor that can handle up to 8 frames a second still shooting, 30 frames a second 4K video, and 60 frames a second 1080p. It looks like a very appealing camera, with some interesting new features like film simulation and grain effects in camera. These are emulations of Fuji's classic film stocks and can be selected in camera when you're just casually shooting or for quick turnaround professional work. Another interesting addition is the articulating screen that can actually be tilted to the side rather than just up and down, a great idea from Fuji. The battery grip is also worth mentioning, as it's not just a battery grip. This is where Fuji have decided to put the headphone socket, so it looks like the grip is a must-have for video shooters. But it also has a switch to boost the stills capability of the camera, raising the 8 stills a second to 11 stills a second. So sports and wildlife photographers will also want to take a good look at this grip. The idea of adding more features to your camera via a battery grip is an interesting one. I'm sure people will complain that it means buying extra gear in order to get the features which they feel should be in the camera in the first place. But I actually think it's quite smart. It means that they can take the camera itself and keep it small, light and portable, with just the features that their core user group actually needs. Adding a headphone socket can be surprisingly tricky for camera designers on a tiny mirrorless camera like this. And since video shooters are probably quite a small percentage of their user base, I think it makes sense to put it on the battery grip. Overall though, the X-T2 looks like a very interesting camera which I'll be keeping a close eye on. On the complete other end of the camera scale, Red has teased a new 8K helium sensor as part of a custom camera build which they've put together for Michael Bay. Details are very scarce at the moment, and it's not clear whether this is a new sensor which they'll introduce into their normal camera lineup, or if this is a special one-off for Mr. Bay to film his explosions with. It doesn't actually seem to be that different from their current 8K VistaVision sensor, other than its smaller size. Red claimed to have squeezed the same amount of pixels onto a smaller sensor while actually improving the video quality. Other than the new sensor, Michael Bay has got a complete new redesign of the camera, which, to be honest, gives me a bit of a headache to look at, so maybe we won't spend too long looking at that. Atomos have released a new firmware for their Shogun Flame and Ninja Flame monitor recorders, Atomos 7.1. This adds HDR support for JVC and RED cameras so that the monitor knows what to do with their specific log formats. And they've also added PQ support, which basically means that you can use your Shogun or Ninja Flame as a playout device to other HDR monitors on set. The other monitors will show the same HDR image as you choose on your Atomos. We also get slow motion playback, which looks very useful. It's basically a slider to move forward or back through your video at a slower speed than normal playback, meaning you can check for fine detail in your shot really easily. I see this being useful for reviewing fast motion shots on set. It could be so useful when the action in the shot happens so quickly, you can just examine it really closely. There's also a few more additions, so make sure you have a look at the link in the video description below to a video from Atomos which shows you more. We've got an exciting new deal of the week this week. We've been testing Lishaui's new Edge 1380 LED panel and been incredibly impressed. So I've made a video which will be released on Monday where I go through the light in more detail, but long story short, it gives you really impressive soft light output and lots of it as well. It's over twice as powerful as Lishaui's other soft LEDs and is actually brighter than many more expensive lights. This could well be my favourite affordable LED panel yet. Especially this week because our deal of the week gives you a 10% off, making an already low price even lower. So if you're interested, now is the time to buy one. We're also running an offer on bright tangerine matte boxes at the moment, so take a look at those on our site as well. We actually have a lovely new Misfit matte box on the front of our FS7 in the showroom, so feel free to come in here and take a look in person anytime. So what do you think of the new Fujifilm X-T2? Is putting the headphone jack on the battery grip a good idea? And does Michael Bay's new Red camera also give you a headache? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to hit the like button as well if you're finding these videos useful. Thanks for watching.